Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all very, very well. Before we kick off with the video today, just to let you know, this is going to be the last video that appears on this channel before Vlogmas starts next week. So if you're not familiar with what Vlogmas is a period of the year on the run up to Christmas, 24 days on the run up to Christmas, where I will be putting up a video every day during that time. So these will be Christmassy videos, these will be some of the normal videos you would see, wrap-ups, TBRs, maybe with a Christmassy edge because I've been reading Christmas books, gift guides. There's going to be some one video I'm really looking forward to making is a video where I talk about some non-alcoholic cocktails, so I'm looking forward to that, but like all sorts of different Christmassy content. So if you're already subscribed, then congratulations. Please do subscribe if you want to hang around and see all of that stuff. I never do things like this just feels alien to me. I believe there's a little bell that you can click and that will alert you when a new video has come out from myself. The videos themselves will hopefully be up at 6:30 every morning, so that if you're in the UK you can watch them while you're getting ready for the day, which it also just gets my bum in gear as well with getting them. So yes, this will be the last video before Vlogmas. What I will say is that I know Christmas is looking very different for a lot of people, particularly, well, just everyone really. Recently in the UK we've just been told that we can only spend Christmas with up to 3 families, which leaves David and I in a situation where we've got to pick what side of the, I mean, a privileged decision to make. It means that we're fortunate that we've got 2 places we could be this Christmas, but it's obviously not, and it's not. Some of, well, for Christmas for me normally involves socialising and spending time with friends and family and stuff like that, and that's certainly not going to be the case for us this year. So although Vlogmas will look different in some ways, I've sort of like agonised over to whether to, I was always going to do it, but like to keep it sort of like high energy and to keep the vlog in, because there's going to be a lot of sort of like vlogging just from inside our own home and stuff. But I thought, well, that's the year, that's it. So yeah, I've decided to keep it high energy, keep it as I would, and yeah, Vlogmas. But today's video, I mean, turns out it's just a Vlogmas hype video, but also it's a book haul. So it's the second book haul in November. I've got a whole host of books here, the majority of which have been sent to me by the publisher, and I am so pumped for all of these. So I'll start with the one that I actually bought myself, and then we'll move on to the books that have been sent to me by the publisher. So the first book I bought, the first book I've got here is Anne of Avonlea by Ellen Montgomery. So I this month read Anne of Green Gables. I'm not going to go into too much detail here because I'll talk about it in my wrap up, but like, I fucking loved it. I thought it was so great. I loved it. I fell in love with Anne. I fell in love with Avonlea and everything about around that place, and I just thought it was amazing. And as soon as I finished it, and the cover I had, it's in the other room, but it was the Sisterhood cover, which is just beautiful. That's what drew me to it. I was like, I want to read more in the series, and when I looked, they don't do the series in the front cover that I've got, but this was the best front cover I could find. So this is one of the Arcturus, it says here. I think it's oh no, I don't think it is. I thought it was penguin, but it's not. With lots of little different bits with what I believe will relate to the book. But this, I mean, spoilers, but Anne is 16 in this, I think it's more of a sort of coming of age type thing. So really looking forward to reading that. Probably be reading that early 2021. Now onto the books that the publisher sent me. My God, you're in for a treat. I'm in for a treat. I'm a very, very lucky and fortunate girl. I feel very, very delighted with all of these this month. The first one is this. This is Normal People, the Scripts. So this is a book of the scripts of the adaptation of Normal People. That was adapted and went out on the BBC. I like things like this anyway. I've got a Fleabag one of these. I like, if I love something as much as I do Fleabag, as I did Normal People, to go back and reread the scripts is always a bit of a treat for me anyway. This, throughout Normal People, I remember thinking like a lot of the scenes and the shots look like artwork. So like to have this book which has got these sort of shots of the series in, it's just amazing. And Favours were kind enough to send as well a little print, which is, there we go, Marianne and Connell on their bicycles. I'm going to get this framed and put it somewhere. It's just so, oh God, it's just beautiful. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. That would make an amazing Christmas gift, wouldn't it, if you're really into Normal People and you love the series. But yeah, thought it was absolutely lovely. Feel really, really delighted. When I got the email asking if I want a copy, I was like, yes, I want a copy. This one arrived unsolicited. This is so exciting when something arrives unsolicited, which is amazing. This is swearing, although they're swearing on this channel anyway. Fuck off, I'm sewing. Woo! And this is swearing and sewing that will have you in stitches. This is from the Profanity Embroidery Group. So not only did I get this, they sent me a bloody a bookmark which says fuck off, I'm reading, and then on the other side is tiger print. So this, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this must be sort of like patterns and stuff like that. It's not, it's more of a coffee table book, which I really like. I have to be really careful. I mean, we've said fuck already, but like lots of different, so that this is a handkerchief with shut the fuck up written on it, and then like a little bit about that. There's an anchor with wanker written on it, and it's just really sort of fun. I like this. This is the Scream, but the Scream picture is shouting fuck. But yeah, it was just a lovely little treat to get, and especially with that is staying out because I'm going to use that. I haven't been wanting to use it until I showed off the book, because chances are that's going to be covered in tea by the time. So because I'm just a bit of a mucky pup. I love that so much that someone's done that. That's amazing. Then another one that arrived unsolicited. This is Fortune Favours the Dead by Stephen Spotswood. And I love this front cover, first off, like, look at it, it's amazing. But this is set in New York in 1946, and it's sort of like a murder mystery type thing. So Abigail Collins, she is the person who's been murdered. She's been found bludgeoned to death with a crystal ball during a Halloween party at her mansion. She's found slumped in the same spot where her husband shot himself. And the problem is that the door was locked from the inside. So how has this case happened? And you're following Lillian Pentecost and Willa Jean Parker. They're the best private detectives in the city, but their latest crime seems like an impossible case. So yeah, I think that sounds really great. So yeah, excited for that. Then I've got three that were sent to me by Emma at Book Break, so published by Pam Macmillan. This one sounds amazing. It's not out until April 2021, and actually just as I was reading it, I was like, David would love this, and David said he thinks this is going to be the first book he reads of 2021. 2021 is a real mouthful, isn't it? But I imagine I probably felt like that about 2020, but here we go. So this is, as I said, coming out in 2021 April. This is by Sue Divin. This is Guard Your Heart. So this is a young adult book set on the borders of Northern Ireland in 2016, and you follow two young people, and it's set in Derry. Aidan is one person you follow. He's Catholic, Irish and Republican, and Iona, who's Protestant and British, and they meet and they stir something in each other that they're surprised to see, but then they have to sort of like negotiate what it's like to be living either side of this border, and with one of them one religion and one of them another religion, and it just sounds like it's going to be really interesting. It says here for fans of normal people, but also Derry Girls is set in Derry and has some of the same themes, so I think if you'd be interested in that as well. And I love that it's a young adult book. It sounds like it's going to be fantastic. Very much looking forward to that. Then I've got a new memoir by Nikesh Shukla called Brown Baby. This is a memoir of race, family and home, and what I really appreciate about this, well, first of all, there's going to be a podcast that comes out alongside this memoir. This is out in February next year, and Nikesh I've seen interviewed a few times. He is the sort of curator behind the Good Immigrant. I think that's up there somewhere. Is it? Where is it? I can't find it. It's around somewhere, which was a collection of essays about what it's like to be black or ethnic minority living in the UK, and this is all about him growing up in the UK, and it also says here that it explores themes of racism, feminism, parenting and our shifting ideas of home, and he dedicates this to his two daughters and is in remembrance of his grandmother, of the grandmother they never got to meet, so his mother. It says, through love, grief, food, fatherhood and often cluttered experiences that make us each into who we are, Shukla shows how possible it is to believe in hope. So yeah, that sounds like it's going to be fantastic. And then I've got Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man by Emmanuel Acko, and this, I mean, that front cover is so striking, isn't it? This is about the racism, the systemic racism that happens in America, all over the world, and it is Emmanuel answering questions, both small and big, that in some instances he wishes white people would ask him. In some instances he feels like white people would be too nervous to ask him, and it has a sort of like look onto that side of onto racism, basically. So what else? I saw something else that was very interesting. He also does a video series, so this is in link with his video series. It says, through his words, he provides a space of compassion and understanding in a discussion that lack both. He asks only for the reader's curiosity, but along the way he will galvanise all of us to join the anti-racist fight. So yeah, I think it sounds super interesting. And there he is on the back. I like it when a book has a author picture on the back. So yeah, excited for that. Then I was this is the first time this has ever happened to me. I was sent the shortlist for an award, which never happened for me. So this is the Sunday Times University of Warwick Young Writer of the Year Award shortlist, and there's 5 books in the award, and I'd read one of them, which was exciting, but the other ones sound absolutely amazing. Let's start with the one I've read. So I'd read Exciting Times by Nisha Dolan. Nisha's an Irish writer, and she writes about a young girl, Ava, who leaves Ireland age 22 to teach English as a foreign language in Hong Kong. While she's in Hong Kong, she meets a young British banker who she ends up moving in with, and then when he's away on a work trip, she meets Edith, a local of Hong Kong, and forms a relationship with her as well. It's all about sort of language. I really liked the sort of the storyline that's going on throughout was interesting, but also like the little really sort of like looks in on the detail of language. So she is Irish, teaching English as a foreign language to people in Hong Kong who are picking up her Irish accent or picking up her turn of phrase. The Julian, who she moves in with, he picks up on her turn of phrase as well, and she mirrors things he says, and then there's just a lot of sort of intricacies, and I really thought it was great. So that's the first one. And then on to the ones that I hadn't read. So the next one is a memoir. This is Inferno by Catherine Cho. Sniffy nose. This is a memoir about motherhood, and after Catherine Cho had her baby, her partner and her baby lived in London, and they went to America to see to introduce her family to the newborn son. She ended up in a asylum for, David, this might be my candles. He's back.
He's back. The
postman's back. I've been waiting for these really exciting candles to arrive, and they were dispatched on Monday, and I thought they went first class. It's now Wednesday. I'm hoping they were going to be there. He might have just been walking past. So yeah, so this is about her finding herself in, they don't call it an asylum, they call it, what do they call it? An involuntary psych ward for a very specific and rare form of postpartum psychosis that only affects 1 to 2 women in every 1,000. So that's a memoir of her time leading up to and in the psych ward, and then following that. So that sounds super interesting. It follows sort of like themes of mental health and motherhood and things. Then there is this novel, which is Nightingale by Marina Kemp. Now when I was reading the blurb of this, it sounds very interesting, but also it doesn't set a time for it, which I thought was really interesting, because I was trying to work out when I think this might be set, but from the blurb I really can't work out. So you follow Marguerite Demers. She's 24 when she leaves Paris for a smaller village to take up a job as a live-in nurse. Her charge is Jerome Lanvier, once one of the most powerful manipulative men in the village, now dying alone in his secluded house. It's not long before the villagers have formed opinion of Marguerite. Bridget Brochon finds her arrogant and mysterious. Suki Lacour sees Marguerite as an ally in a sea of small-minded provincialism. Henri Brochon, husband of Brigitte, wants to protect her from the villagers' intrusive gossips and speculations. But Henri has a secret of his own that would just intrigue and disturb his neighbours just as much as the truth about Marguerite would, if only they knew. No? No candles. So yeah, so that, I mean, that to me, that plot could be like a Daphne du Maurier plot, or written or set now. Like I feel like it could be done at any time, so I'm excited to find out when that is set. And the front cover, look at that, beautiful front cover. And then the last 2 are poetry collections. The first one by Sean Hewitt, who's an Irish poet, and these poems, it says here there is sex, grief and loss, but also a committed dedication to life, hope and renewal. Drawing on the religious, the sacred and the profane, this is a collection in which men meet in the woods where matter is corrupted and remade. There are prayers, hymns, vespers, incantations and longer poems which attempt to propel themselves towards transcendence. So that's a poetry collection. And then the last one is a poetry collection by Jay Bernard. This was also shortlisted for the Costa Book Awards in 2019. And this starts with a fire that happened in New Cross, which is an area of London in 1981. 2021. It was a fire which ended up killing 13 young black people, and they when they looked further into it, they wondered if it was a racist attack. So it starts with that and then ends with the Grenfell tragedy that happened more recently. So yeah, it just sounds like it's going to be, or, I mean, one of the words here is, it says this urgent collection, and it sounds to me like it's going to be super, like, just intense, and rightly so, and just amazing. So yeah, I feel like that's going to be great. So yeah, those are the books that I got hold of on the second half of November. Let me know if any of these sound exciting to you. Let me know if you're looking forward to Vlogmas. I am. Finalised my thumbnail yesterday, so I'm feeling like I'm really, really organised. Not done much else apart from finalise my thumbnail, but at least my thumbnail's finalised. And that's it from me, and I will see you all again soon for Vlogmas. See you at Vlogmas.